Welcome back to Top Coin, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind rare coins and collectibles. Today, we're diving deep into the history, value, and significance of a very special coin, the one penny from the year 1900. If you've ever wondered about the worth of this seemingly ordinary coin or its remarkable journey through history, stay tuned. You won't want to miss this. To truly appreciate the 1900 penny, we need to step back in time and explore the world as it was during this pivotal year. The year 1900 marked the dawn of a new century, a time of technological progress, societal change, and empire building. The British Empire, often referred to as the empire on which the sun never sets, was at its peak, and Queen Victoria sat on the throne, nearing the end of her extraordinary 63-year reign. By this time, the Industrial Revolution had transformed Britain into a global powerhouse. Railways, factories, and modern cities had become defining features of the Victorian era. This coin, minted in 1900, carries the weight of this transformative period. It's a piece of history that reflects the culture, economy, and artistry of the time. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1900 penny. On the obverse side, we have the portrait of Queen Victoria, designed by Leonard Charles Wyon. This is the old head, or veiled head design, which shows the Queen wearing a small crown and a veil. This particular portrait symbolizes her later years, projecting an image of dignity and stability. On the reverse side, we see Britannia, the female personification of Britain. Seated and holding a trident and shield, she represents Britain's maritime dominance and imperial power. The inscription reads, "One penny, in the year of minting, 1900. The reverse design was created by Leonard Charles Wyon as well, and it's one of the most iconic depictions of Britannia in British coinage. The 1900 penny was struck at the Royal Mint in London, using bronze as its primary material. The composition of the coin is 95% copper, 4% tin, and 1% zinc, giving it a distinct reddish-brown color. The weight of the coin is approximately 9.45 grams, and its diameter is 30.81 millimeters. At the time, millions of pennies were produced annually to meet the demands of a growing population and expanding economy. Despite being a common coin, its quality and design make it a sought-after piece among collectors today. So, what is the 1900 penny worth today? Well, the value of any coin depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and historical significance. Let's break it down by condition. In poor or heavily worn condition, a 1900 penny might only fetch $1 to $3. These are common examples that have seen significant circulation in fine or very fine condition, where the details of Queen Victoria and Britannia are still clear. The value jumps to around $10 to $20. Extremely fine examples, with minimal wear and sharp details, can be worth $50 or more. And if you're lucky enough to own an uncirculated or mint state penny, you could be looking at a value between $100 and $500, depending on its grade. Notably, if the coin has any unique errors, such as misstrikes or off-center designs, its value can increase significantly. Error coins are highly prized by collectors and can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. So, why does the 1900 penny hold such appeal for collectors? For one, it's the final penny minted during Queen Victoria's reign, making it a significant piece for those interested in Victorian-era coins. Secondly, its connection to the turn of the century, a time of optimism and progress, adds to its allure. Additionally, British pennies from this period are known for their craftsmanship and durability. Many collectors enjoy the challenge of finding high-grade examples, as most of these coins were heavily used in daily transactions. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1900 penny, here are a few tips. Authenticate your coin. Make sure it's genuine and not a replica. This is especially important for high-value examples. Grade your coin. Knowing its condition is key to determining its value. You can have it professionally graded by organizations like NGC or PCGS. Research market trends. Check recent sales and auction results to understand current prices. Handle with care. Always store your coins in a protective case to preserve their condition. Consult an expert. If you're unsure about the value or authenticity of your coin, seek advice from a reputable dealer or numismatist. The 1900 penny may be small, but it carries a wealth of history and value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is a reminder of a bygone era and the incredible stories that coins can tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1900 penny, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. Let us know in the comments. Do you have a 1900 penny in your collection? Or is there another coin you'd like us to cover? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Top Coin. In today's market, in this video, we're diving into a piece of history that you might just have sitting in your collection or perhaps in an old family drawer. We're talking about the 1 penny coin from 1901. This isn't just any coin. It's a relic from the Victorian era, a time of industrial revolution, global empire, and significant change. But what makes the 1901 penny so special? And could it be worth a fortune? Stick around as we explore its history, its unique design, and what collectors are willing to pay for it today. Let's rewind back to the year 1901. Queen Victoria was on the British throne, and the world was witnessing monumental change. This was the year Queen Victoria passed away after a record-breaking reign of 63 years, ushering in the Edwardian era. The 1 penny coin from 1901 is one of the last coins minted during Queen Victoria's reign. It's part of the Old Head, or Veiled Head series, which shows the Queen wearing a mourning veil. This portrait was designed by Thomas Brock and first appeared on coins in 1893. By 1901, this design was in its final production year. This design was particularly significant because it reflected Queen Victoria's later years, symbolizing her transition from a young queen to the grandmother of Europe. It's not just a coin, it's a snapshot of history. Now let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1901 penny was made from bronze, and it weighs about 9.4 grams. On the obverse, we see Queen Victoria's veiled head facing left. Surrounding her is the Latin inscription, Victoria Dei Gra Brit Regina Fid Def Indimp, which translates to Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the British Territories, Defender of the Faith, Empress of India. This reflects Britain's imperial power at the time. On the reverse, we have Britannia, the symbolic figure of Britain, seated with a trident and shield, gazing outward. This design, by Leonard Charles Wyon, had been a staple of British pennies since 1860. The craftsmanship is stunning, isn't it? Now, let's talk about what makes this coin valuable today. So, how rare is the 1901 penny? Here's the thing. Millions were minted that year. However, their condition and variations determine their value today. Coins from 1901 were struck in high quantities for circulation, meaning many were heavily used. It's common to find these coins in poor condition, which lowers their value. But if you're lucky enough to have one in excellent condition or uncirculated, it could be worth a lot more. For example, a heavily circulated 1901 penny might only fetch a few dollars, but a high-grade, uncirculated version could sell for hundreds. Professional grading by companies like PCGS or NGC can significantly impact the coin's value. Coins graded as MS65 or higher are extremely rare and sought after by collectors. Now let's talk about the big bucks. Have you ever wondered if your coin could be worth thousands? The most valuable 1901 pennies are those with rare errors or unique characteristics. For example, if a coin was struck with a misaligned die or has a double strike, it can command astronomical prices. In one case, a 1901 penny with exceptional toning and mint condition sold for over $1,000 at auction. If you've got a 1901 penny, here's how to evaluate it. First, examine the coin's condition. Is it heavily worn, or does it still have sharp details? Next, look for any unusual features like errors or die cracks. Finally, consider getting it professionally graded. Once you've determined its value, you can sell it through coin dealers, online platforms like eBay, or even at auctions. Just be sure to research and choose reputable buyers. The 1901 1-penny coin is more than just a piece of bronze. It's a story of history, art, and craftsmanship. Whether it's worth a few dollars or a small fortune, it's a treasure in its own right. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1901 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating coin stories. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coins to uncover the story behind the 1902 one-penny coin. Not just an ordinary coin. This humble penny carries a rich history, holds significant value to collectors, and could even be worth a small fortune. Stay tuned to learn how a single penny from over a century ago became a prized treasure. Let's set the stage. The year is 1902. Britain is under the reign of King Edward VII, who ascended the throne in 1901 after the death of Queen Victoria. This marked the beginning of the Edwardian era, a time of significant cultural and technological change. From advancements in transportation to shifts in social norms, it was a period that bridged the Victorian past with the modern 20th century. And right in the middle of all this change, the Royal Mint struck the 1902 one-penny coin. This coin wasn't just currency, it was a symbol of the times. Made of bronze, the 1902 penny reflected the industrial advancements of the era. Millions were produced, yet their survival and condition today determine their worth. But before we dive into value, let's look at its design. The 1902 penny is a masterpiece of design. Let's start with the obverse, or heads side. It features a portrait of King Edward VII, engraved by George William de Saulles. The inscription around the edge reads, Edward 7 Day GRA, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, which translates to Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Quite a mouthful, but it reflects the grandeur of the British Empire at its height. Now, the reverse, or tails side, features the iconic image of Britannia, a seated figure holding a trident and shield. This design, which dates back to Roman times, had been a mainstay of British coinage since 1672. Beneath Britannia is the coin's denomination, 1 penny. The design is simple yet powerful, evoking Britain's maritime strength and imperial pride. But what makes the 1902 penny truly special is its connection to the Edwardian era and the transition to modernity. The 1902 penny was struck at the Royal Mint in London, and millions were produced. However, not all 1902 pennies are created equal. Variations in the die, minting errors, and differences in wear over time have created a range of values for collectors. For example, some 1902 pennies feature slight differences in the alignment of the date or the shape of the letters. These subtle variations can make a big difference in a coin's rarity and desirability. And then there's condition. Collectors use a grading scale, from poor to mint state, to evaluate a coin's condition. A well-worn 1902 penny might only be worth its weight in bronze, while a pristine, uncirculated example could fetch a significant price. So, what's the market value of a 1902 penny today? For most circulated examples, the value ranges from a few dollars to around $20, depending on condition. However, for rare varieties or high-grade examples, the price can skyrocket. In fact, some 1902 pennies graded as mint state by professional grading services have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. For instance, a flawless 1902 penny with vibrant luster and no signs of wear could command top dollar from eager collectors. If you have a 1902 penny, it's worth getting it professionally appraised. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's condition and authenticity, which significantly increases its value on the market. Now that you know the potential value of a 1902 penny, how can you tell if yours is worth something? Here are 3 key tips. Look for clear, well-defined details in the date and Britannia's figure. Any unusual markings or misalignments could indicate a rare variety. The less wear, the better. Coins with minimal scratches, strong details, and original luster are the most valuable. A professionally graded coin is more appealing to buyers and often fetches a higher price. It's a worthwhile investment if you believe your coin is in excellent condition. The 1902 penny holds a special place in the hearts of collectors for several reasons. It marks the beginning of a new reign, carries a timeless design, and is an affordable entry point for those new to coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, the 1902 penny offers a tangible connection to history. Its story, its craftsmanship, and its value make it a true treasure. So, there you have it, the fascinating history, design, and value of the 1902 one-penny coin. If you enjoyed this journey through numismatic history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the world of coins. And who knows, maybe that old penny in your drawer is worth more than you think. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has captured the hearts of collectors and history buffs alike, the 1903 one-penny coin. This little piece of metal isn't just another coin. It's a treasure trove of history and, for some, an opportunity for big profits. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's explore the story, rarity, and market value of this iconic penny. Let's set the stage. The year is 1903. Edward VII sits on the throne, following the passing of his mother, Queen Victoria, just a couple of years earlier. The Edwardian era is a time of great change. The British Empire is at its height, and industrialization is in full swing. This was the backdrop against which the 1903 penny was minted. Now, if you're wondering, what makes the 1903 penny so special, you're not alone. While it was mass-produced as part of Britain's standard coinage, this particular coin has nuances that make it unique in the world of numismatics. Let's break it down. The 1903 one-penny coin features the classic Britannia design that had been used on pennies since 1860. On the obverse side, you'll find the bust of King Edward VII, designed by George William de Saules. Notice the details. The king is shown bareheaded, a departure from the crown depictions of Queen Victoria. Flip the coin over, and you'll see Britannia, the personification of Britain, seated and holding a trident and shield. This design, by Leonard Charles Wyon, represents Britain's naval strength and imperial dominance. Now, as for its composition, the 1903 penny is made of bronze, a mix of 95% copper, 4% tin, and 1% zinc. Its diameter is 30.8 millimeters, and it weighs 9.45 grams. But it's not just about what the coin is made of. It's about what makes certain 1903 pennies stand out from the rest. Here's where things get interesting. While the 1903 penny isn't the rarest coin in the Edwardian series, there are certain varieties that are incredibly valuable. For example, some 1903 pennies have subtle differences in the die marks, tiny imperfections, or changes in the way the coin was struck. One of the most sought-after varieties is the low-tide version. This is where Britannia's shield appears to sit lower than normal in the waterline. This error occurred due to excessive wear on the dies used to strike the coin, making these pennies rarer and more desirable to collectors. Another key factor in rarity is the condition of the coin. A 1903 penny in uncirculated or mint condition is far more valuable than one that has been heavily used or damaged over time. Now, let's talk money. How much is a 1903 penny actually worth? Well, the value of this coin can vary widely based on factors like condition, rarity, and demand. For a standard 1903 penny in good condition, you're looking at a market value of around $5 to $20. However, if you have a well-preserved example graded by a professional service, the price can jump to $100 or more. But here's the kicker. Rare varieties, like the low-tide version we mentioned earlier, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins with exceptional luster, sharp details, or a fascinating provenance. Recently, a 1903 penny in near-perfect condition sold for over $2,000 at auction. That's a huge leap from its original value of just 1 penny. So, how can you tell if your 1903 penny is worth something? First, examine the coin closely for any signs of wear, scratches, or damage. Next, look for distinguishing features like the low-tide variety or other minting errors. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can be incredibly helpful for spotting tiny details. Once you've assessed the coin, consider getting it professionally graded by a service like NGC or PCGS. A certified grade can significantly increase the coin's value in the eyes of buyers. When it comes to selling, you have a few options. Online marketplaces like eBay are a popular choice, but auction houses and coin dealers are often better for rare or high-value coins. Make sure to research prices beforehand so you know what your coin is worth. The 1903 one-penny coin is more than just a piece of bronze. It's a snapshot of history, a work of art, and, for some lucky collectors, a valuable investment. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, this coin has something to offer everyone. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 1903 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. And if you have a 1903 penny of your own, drop a comment below and let us know. Who knows, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the history and market value of a very special coin, the 1904 one-penny coin. This little piece of copper has a story to tell, and for collectors, it's nothing short of legendary. If you've ever wondered why some coins are worth a fortune, this video is for you. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's unravel the secrets of the 1904 penny. To understand the significance of the 1904 one-penny coin, we need to take a step back in time. Picture this. It's the early 20th century, the height of the Edwardian era in Britain. King Edward VII had recently ascended to the throne following the death of Queen Victoria in 1901. The British Empire was at its peak, and the Royal Mint was busy producing coins that would circulate not just in Britain but across the empire. The penny was one of the most widely used coins during this period. Made primarily of bronze, it featured the familiar image of Britannia on one side and the reigning monarch, Edward VII, on the obverse. The 1904 penny was part of a series produced between 1902 and 1910, and while it might seem ordinary at first glance, it's anything but. Now, what makes the 1904 penny particularly intriguing is its relatively low mintage. In that year, the Royal Mint didn't produce as many pennies as in other years, making it scarcer in circulation. Over time, many of these coins were lost, melted down, or simply worn out, which only added to its rarity today. Let's talk about the design. The obverse of the 1904 penny features a right-facing portrait of King Edward VII. This portrait was designed by George William de Saules, a master engraver whose work captures the dignity and authority of the monarch. Surrounding the portrait are the Latin inscriptions Edward VII DG Brit, OMN, REX FDIND, IMP, which translates to Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. Quite the mouthful, isn't it? On the reverse side, we see the iconic Britannia seated with a trident in one hand and a shield in the other, symbolizing Britain's naval power and stability. The design is simple yet elegant, embodying the pride and strength of the British Empire at its zenith. The coin specifications include a diameter of 30.8 millimeters, a weight of 9.45 grams, and a composition of 95% copper, with the remainder being tin and zinc. So, what's the 1904 penny worth today? Well, the value of any coin depends on several factors, including rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Let's break it down. Condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A heavily worn 1904 penny might only be worth a few dollars, but a coin in extremely fine, EF, or uncirculated, UNC, condition could fetch hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Rarity. As we mentioned earlier, the 1904 penny had a relatively low mintage, and finding one in pristine condition is even rarer. This drives up the demand among collectors. Provenance. Coins with a documented history or those that come from significant collections often command higher prices. Recent auction records show that a 1904 penny in top condition can sell for anywhere between $500 and $2,000, depending on the grading and the market at the time. If you're lucky enough to have one in your possession, you could be sitting on a small treasure. If you think you've got a 1904 penny or are looking to buy one, here are some tips. Authentication. Always get your coin authenticated by a reputable expert or grading service. Look for details like the sharpness of the design and any signs of wear or damage. Condition check. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for scratches, dents, or discoloration. Storage. To preserve its value, store your coin in a protective holder or case. Keep it away from moisture and direct sunlight, which can cause tarnishing. And remember, if you're buying a 1904 penny, always purchase from a trusted dealer or auction house to avoid counterfeits. The 1904 penny isn't just a piece of currency, it's a slice of history. It tells the story of an empire, a monarch, and a bygone era. For collectors, owning one is like holding a tangible connection to the past. Plus, The thrill of finding rare coins and building a collection is unmatched. And that's the story of the 1904 one-penny coin, a small piece of metal with a big legacy. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about rare coins and collectibles, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to your channel name. Let me know in the comments if you own any rare coins, or if there's a particular coin you'd like me to cover next. Today, we're diving into the rich history, unique design, and astonishing market value of the 1905 one-penny coin. If you're a coin collector, history buff, or just love stories about rare finds that can be worth a fortune, this video is for you. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's uncover the hidden treasure that is the 1905 one-penny. To understand the 1905 one-penny coin, we first need to step back in time to the Edwardian era. The year is 1905. King Edward VII, the son of Queen Victoria, is the reigning monarch of the British Empire. The Industrial Revolution is in full swing, and the British Empire is at the height of its global influence. Coins during this period weren't just a means of trade. They were symbols of power, craftsmanship, and national pride. On the obverse of the 1905 one-penny coin, we see a left-facing portrait of King Edward VII, sculpted by George William de Saulles. The inscription around the edge reads, Edward 7 Day Gra, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def, IND, IMP, a Latin phrase that translates to Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. And on the reverse, we have the iconic figure of Britannia, seated and holding a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's naval power and strength. Below her, the denomination, 1 penny, and the year 1905 are clearly inscribed. This design had been a staple on British pennies since the mid-19th century, but each year had its own subtle variations. The 1905 one-penny coin was struck at the Royal Mint, which was renowned for its precision and quality. Made of bronze, the coin weighs approximately 9.45 grams and has a diameter of 30.8 millimeters. While the 1905 penny might seem like just another coin from the Edwardian era, there's a lot more to its story. So, what makes the 1905 one-penny special? It's a combination of rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Unlike other years, the 1905 penny had a relatively low mintage. That means fewer coins were produced compared to other years. For context, approximately 8.3 million one-penny coins were minted in 1905. While that may sound like a lot, it's relatively small compared to the tens of millions minted in other years. But here's where it gets interesting. The value of a 1905 penny can vary drastically depending on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, or MS, with mint state coins being the most pristine. For example, a heavily worn 1905 penny might sell for just a few dollars or pounds. But if you've got a well-preserved one with crisp details and minimal wear, it could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, a high-grade 1905 penny sold for over £2,000 at a recent auction. These coins are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in Edwardian-era coins or British pennies specifically. But beware, with valuable coins like this, counterfeits are always a concern. If you're considering buying or selling a 1905 penny, make sure it's authenticated by a reputable grading service like NGC or PCGS. Beyond its monetary value, the 1905 one-penny coin holds historical significance. Each coin is a tangible piece of history, a reminder of a time when the British Empire was a dominant global force. For collectors, owning a 1905 penny isn't just about its rarity, it's about connecting to the past. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon a 1905 penny in a box of old coins, take a closer look. You might be holding more than just a piece of bronze. You could be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the fascinating world of coins. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of numismatics, or as most of us call it, coin collecting. Specifically, we're going to uncover the story behind the humble yet historic 1906 one-penny coin. This little piece of metal is more than just a relic of the past. It's a window into Edwardian-era Britain, and for some collectors, it could be worth a fortune. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about that old penny sitting in your drawer, stick around as we explore its history, design, and current market value. Let's get started. To truly understand the significance of the 1906 penny, we need to take a trip back in time to Edwardian Britain. This was an era of great social change and technological progress, sandwiched between the Victorian Age and the tumultuous First World War. The 1906 penny was minted during the reign of King Edward VII, who succeeded Queen Victoria in 1901. Edward's reign was relatively short, lasting until his death in 1910, but it marked the beginning of a more modern Britain. The 1906 penny features the profile of King Edward VII on its obverse, or front side. The design was created by George William de Saulles, a renowned engraver of the time. Edward's portrait on the coin is often described as dignified and statesmanlike, reflecting his role as a modernizing monarch. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Britannia design. Britannia, the personification of Britain, is seated with a trident in one hand and a shield in the other. This design had been a staple of British coinage for over a century by 1906, symbolizing strength and maritime dominance. The 1906 penny was struck in bronze and has a diameter of 30.8 millimeters, weighing approximately 9.45 grams. Interestingly, this coin was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of a growing population and economy. Over 50 million were produced that year alone. While most of these pennies were minted in London, some were also produced in Heaton, Birmingham, as indicated by the small H mint mark on certain coins. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know. How much is the 1906 penny worth today? As with most collectible coins, the value of a 1906 penny depends on its condition, rarity, and any unique features it might have. In well-worn condition, a 1906 penny is typically worth between $1 and $5. However, coins in better condition, known as fine or very fine, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50. And if you're lucky enough to own a 1906 penny in uncirculated or mint state condition, its value could skyrocket to $200 or more. But here's a tip for all you collectors. Keep an eye out for the Heaton mint pennies with the H mark. These are scarcer than the standard issue and can be worth significantly more, especially in high grades. The condition of the coin is everything when it comes to value. Coins graded as poor or good might just be worth their weight in bronze, but coins with sharp details, a clean surface, and minimal wear can fetch top dollar. Professional grading services, like NGC or PCGS, can help you determine your coin's exact grade and authenticity, which is crucial if you're planning to sell it. On rare occasions, a 1906 penny has made headlines at auctions. For example, if a coin has an unusual error, like a double strike or off-center design, it could be worth thousands. While these examples are rare, they're proof that even a humble penny can turn into a collector's treasure. If you've got a 1906 penny and you're wondering if it's valuable, start by examining it closely. Look for the H mint mark, check its overall condition, and see if there are any unusual features or errors. If you think you've got something special, consider having it professionally appraised or graded. When it comes to selling, you have several options. You can list your coin on online marketplaces like eBay, sell it to a dealer, or even take it to an auction house if it's particularly rare. Just be sure to do your research and set a realistic price based on its grade and market trends. And there you have it, the story of the 1906 penny, a small but fascinating piece of history that still holds value over a century later. Whether you're a collector, a history buff, or just someone who loves uncovering hidden treasures, this coin has something for everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. And let us know in the comments. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1907 one-penny coin, its market value, and how this humble piece of copper could potentially make you a fortune. So grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the secrets of the 1907 penny. The 1907 one-penny coin comes from a time when the world was vastly different. This coin was minted during the reign of King Edward VII, who ruled the British Empire from 1901 to 1910. Often called the Peacemaker Edward VII's era was marked by significant social and technological advancements. The 1907 penny is made of bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc. These coins were minted at the Royal Mint in London, which had been producing coins for centuries. The design features King Edward VII on the obverse side, with a right-facing portrait, a style typical of British coinage. On the reverse side, we see Britannia, the personification of Britain, seated with a trident in one hand and a shield in the other, a design that dates back to the 17th century. Fun fact, the reverse design, with Britannia, symbolized Britain's maritime strength and empire. Even today, this design is considered one of the most iconic in British coin history. Now, not all 1907 pennies are created equal. During this period, slight differences or errors during minting could result in rare varieties that are now highly sought after by collectors. These differences include die errors, overstrikes, or coins with slight variations in design elements. For instance, a coin struck with a slightly misaligned die could fetch a premium in the collector's market. The total mintage for 1907 pennies was in the tens of millions, but only a fraction of these have survived in excellent condition. Coins that were circulated heavily tend to show significant wear, while uncirculated examples retain their sharp details and lustrous finish. When it comes to determining the value of a 1907 penny, condition is everything. Coin collectors use a grading scale to assess a coin's condition. This ranges from poor, where the design is barely visible, to mint state, where the coin looks as if it just came off the press. An uncirculated 1907 penny with sharp details and no signs of wear can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. On the other hand, a heavily worn example might only be worth its metal content. So, how much is a 1907 penny worth today? Let's break it down. For an average circulated coin, you might expect to get anywhere between $1 and $5, depending on the condition. However, a well-preserved example in fine or very fine condition can fetch $20 to $1.50. But here's where things get exciting. An uncirculated 1907 penny graded as MS63 or higher can sell for $500 or more. And if you're lucky enough to own a rare error variety or a proof coin from this year, you could be looking at values upwards of $2,000 to $5,000 at auction. In recent years, collectors have been paying record-breaking prices for rare and high-quality 1907 pennies. The market for Edwardian-era coins has been growing steadily, fueled by nostalgia and the coin's historical significance. So how can you tell if your 1907 penny is valuable? Here are a few tips. Examine the condition. Look for sharp details, minimal wear, and a glossy finish. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to spot any minting errors, like doubled letters or die cracks. Weigh the coin. A genuine 1907 penny should weigh around 9.45 grams. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, it might be a counterfeit or an error coin. Get it graded. For high-value coins, it's worth having them professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. This can significantly boost the coin's market value. If you think you have a valuable 1907 penny, there are several ways to sell it. Local coin shops, auction houses, and online platforms like eBay or heritage auctions are great places to start. Keep in mind that professionally graded coins often attract more serious buyers and higher prices. The 1907 one-penny coin is more than just a piece of old metal. It's a window into the past, a testament to history, and possibly even a ticket to a big payday. So check your drawers, your piggy banks, and those old collections you've forgotten about. You might just strike gold or copper in this case. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of the 1907 penny. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin and collectible content, and let me know in the comments. What's the most interesting coin in your collection? Until next time, happy collecting!